I said to my husband, we're going to talk about relationships today and how our journey on our medications has affected relationships. And he
Right.
said it really hasn't affected much of our relationship. You haven't changed in your personality, but you are more confident. You're happier. You're more
That's super insight.
outgoing. You want
Yes.
to do more.
Yes.
You want to be out there more. And that in itself, like we would never have gone on my brother-in-law's boat before. And we both had the best time. It was so much fun. We had a great time. Hello and welcome to the Injection Connection. We are Wendy, Bridgette, and Katie, all coming to you on our journeys with our GLP-1. Welcome.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
Today we are talking about our relationships with people and food on our journey with our GLP-1. Who would like to go first, ladies? Katie, Bridgette, or myself? Whoever wants
I'll
to
go
go.
first. I'll go
Okay.
first. All right. So I was thinking about this and I was thinking about sort of how my relationships have been on this whole journey, right? On from when I started all the way to the end with my husband, with my family, my boys, and then with my friends. So my husband, first of all, we've always had a great relationship, right? But as I was thinking about this and writing things down and just reflecting on it, I thought, maybe it's more about me in the relationship than him in the relationship. And because when I was bigger, and this is not for everybody, this is for me because how I felt in my body when I was bigger, I had so much that I always worried about and was always sort of bubbling up as far as how I felt in my body and how I looked in my body, either to me or to other people and to my husband. It always felt like I was fighting something. So I think there was a lot of anger or stuff that would come up in just day-to-day life, stress, anger, insecurity, how I felt about myself in our relationship. And for me, it changed as I started losing weight on this GLP-1. For him, I think it started changing too, but in a different way. So I feel he's always loved me no matter what, but I feel that our connection and who we are as a couple is a little bit different because of how I've grown and then how I've talked to him and grown emotionally and spiritually and mentally in our relationship. I can't say that that's completely GLP-1 because I didn't start this until 3 years ago, which both of our boys were in college at that time. One of our boys is now graduated and living in another city, and one of our boys is still in college. But because the stress of raising kids and just high school, sports, music, whatever you're in, it's an insane schedule. So I do think it's partially the GLP-1s and partially like one of our boys is out of the house and one of our boys is still here, but yet is leading his own life. So we're spending more time together. But being smaller has helped me not just physically, but again, mentally with this relationship. So it's definitely changed in the way I perceived it. It's definitely going to change the way he's perceived it. And I will tell you that he called me beautiful before, but he does it way more often now. And I hate to look at beauty as physical, but the way I think I feel about myself and my confidence, which is what he and I talked about, is what makes it better. Not just my size. It's the confidence I have in myself and
It makes you
how
more attractive,
correct.
you know.
Mhm.
Exactly. So you could be 300 pounds and have all the confidence in the world and you're attractive. I did not have that
Right.
when I was overweight. I had some, but not the way I do. And he says it's hard for him to describe what my confidence is. And it's because it just comes from doing all this work. So number one. Number two, my kids, I would say it's better now in that I'm more authentic with them and I'm more real with them. So I do, after a couple of years of this journey, I started working out. One of my sons is into working out. We talk about that. But my other son is also, while I was losing this weight, he was in college and then had moved to Chicago. So he would only see me every so often. And he's like, Mom, I can't believe how small you're getting every time he saw me. And then like maybe 6 or 8 months ago, he told me that he's like, I'm really inspired by what you're doing. And he's not on GLP-1s at all, but he's just taking more care of himself. He's joined a YMCA type place to swim because he used to swim and do like the laps and join the masters club and just taking care of himself better. And I think so physically we talk about either working out and or he's, my other ones, I've inspired him, but our conversations are more authentic and real because I'm more authentic and real by myself or for myself. And then everyone else, friends and acquaintances and relationships that I've had or I continue to have, basically, I feel are somewhat the same, but yet since I have more confidence, it also leads to more empathy and kindness to what anyone else is going through because of what I've gone through. And so because I'm not fighting and battling myself, I don't fight and battle my relationships. And I tend to lead with kindness, but also expect respect because I give it to myself and I expect it from other people. And so that's really helped me in knowing who to keep in my life and knowing who I truly like bond with if new people come in my life, but also knowing that, you know what, those relationships that weren't good for me, I'll still communicate with them and be nice to them and whatever, but maybe they're just not for me anymore. And it's because I respect myself more and because I feel so good about myself. So that's kind of how it's changed the way I am in the different relationships in my life. What about you guys?
Nice.
The same way. Honestly, my relationship with my husband, he's always been attracted to me. I've always been attracted to him. I feel like, we don't have the self-confidence. So we're hidden and we're not as open or whatever,
Right.
but,
Right.
um,
Yes.
so everything becomes more attractive because I feel better about myself. And it shows within your home. It shows your
Yep.
relationships and how you
It
operate your
does.
home. It's energy. It's a vibe. Um, I'm just thankful for this journey for sure. I'm thankful for my relationships in my life. Not a lot of them have not changed because of this. My girlfriends, I have a couple girlfriends are on GLP-1, so they got started later than I did. So we have a lot in common as far as that is concerned. And my kids, we're obviously I've said this before, it's just him, my husband and I. So it really hasn't affected my children other than gatherings or whatnot, but not really because I still make the same
No.
food or whatnot. So that would on a daily basis is not affected that, you know. Um,
Right.
but they're certainly proud of me. I don't think they really know. I mean, they're busy with their own lives. I really don't think they
Right.
know you know, that I might have spent the last 7 days nauseated and felt
They wouldn't know. Right.
they
If they're
wouldn't
busy
know
with their
that.
own lives, they wouldn't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they wouldn't know that. But that's not all the time, but that's, once, here and there, you all feel that way.
Mhm.
But I definitely think that it's I don't know, it's hard because my husband's retired and I'm semi-retired. We spend a lot of time together. So really who is it affecting? It's affecting him, it's affecting
Yeah.
me.
Yes.
It's not
Yes.
affecting
Yeah.
Yes. I
other
agree. I agree,
people.
Kay. It is affecting him. Yes.
Yeah, it affects him and it's not in a bad way.
Mhm.
I think he's
No.
super
No, not at all.
sensitive when I don't feel good or, you know, uh, he knows I love some mashed potatoes when I don't feel good, and he'll be the first one to make them,
Right.
But, I think it's a journey. And how would it have affected me if I did this, 10 years ago? It would be a
Yeah.
lot different than how it affects me today,
Yeah.
for
That's
sure.
yes. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
because
Yeah. In our late
honestly,
50s and 60s. Yeah.
yeah. And if, and I've talked about this before, going to work, you know, again, I work in a mirror. It's
Right.
gotta be a
Right.
different result.
Right.
Me losing 50 pounds of how I carry myself with my clients
Right.
versus
Right.
how I
Right.
was at 200 pounds. I
Right.
am different.
Yeah.
I feel
Yes.
better. I
Yeah.
feel different.
Right.
Am I
You
screaming at the
you
top of my
exude
lungs?
that confidence. You exude that
Yeah.
happiness. You
Yeah.
exude
Correct.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
That
talk about
faith.
it.
Yeah.
I don't,
No,
I don't,
but
I
but
don't,
but I'm sure they can tell by the way that
yeah.
you act and the way that you carry yourself
Yeah.
and
Right.
and your confidence, your happiness and
Yeah.
Right.
your
It's
yeah.
amazing. 50 pounds. Not many
It's a
people
lot. That's
necessarily,
a lot.
it's a
It's a
lot.
lot.
for someone who's
It is a
5 foot
lot.
tall. But I can't
Right.
say a lot of people notice. They notice that I'm more tan when I went on vacation than they're just like, "Something about you looks different. You look really good." And I'm just like,
Yeah.
"I got a tan."
Thanks. Yeah, I've just lost
You're
50 pounds.
glowing.
Thanks a
Yeah,
lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
but I don't know. I
Yeah.
think there's it just depends on what you've got going on in your life.
Yeah.
Our world
Right.
is a little
Right.
smaller than most, where I've mentioned this before, what I'm working on is more exercise in my life and more this and probably will make me a little bit more social, make me get out there in the world a little bit
Yeah.
more. And I don't know. I'm just thankful for this journey, and I
Right.
wish I had a lot
Right.
more to say on
Me
this
too.
topic because,
That's okay. Right.
you know,
No. Yeah.
yeah,
I get it. Yeah. Each of us have our own journeys and each of us have our own relationships and each of us have our own the
Connections.
people, yeah, connections and the people in our lives. And as much as we think that it might not affect them, I think it does. I think they see us exude our happiness, our self-confidence, the way that we handle ourselves, the way that
mhm,
we look in the mirror, the way that we interact with people. I feel like the people that we love, the people that we see, the people that we meet every day feel that. I was at the eye doctor today and I felt confident when I was there.
Right.
I didn't want to hide like I would have before, when I was overweight. I felt fine. You just feel
some
so
kind
much
of normal,
better.
some
Yep.
kind of normal.
Yes,
Yes.
you feel like a nor if you can say what normal is.
Right.
Well,
Now, I mean, normal now is your own normal. What
you're,
what
Yeah.
you're, yeah,
you what
yeah,
you perceive as normal.
yeah.
Right.
Normal is there's not a normal necessarily any I don't feel like there's a normal anymore. It's just what you perceive of yourself as normal. I was this weekend, I'll tell you, I was getting on my brother-in-law's boat and I had all this fear of getting on his boat because my brain was still at 360 pounds.
Yep.
And I had this overwhelming fear. It took me 10 minutes to just take a little step and another little step to get on his boat because my brain was still at 360 pounds. It was not at 185 pounds. And as soon as I did it, as soon as I
Oh,
overcame that fear, I was on the boat in 2 seconds and I was fine. I had the best time of my life. But you still carry that poundage in your head. You
Yep.
still carry those feelings in your head.
Yep.
Wendy,
You
tell me
know,
this. If you were 360 pounds, would you have gone on the boat?
no, no. I would have said, no, I can't go.
What a good
So,
question, Katie.
yeah. So,
Yeah,
so at that point, a lot of that, I mean, you just wouldn't do things because you didn't want to put
right.
yourself in those positions.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And
Yeah.
and now you want to put yourself in those positions because you feel good. You
Yeah.
feel good. Right, before we just got on camera, I said to my husband, we're going to talk about relationships today and how our journey on our medications has affected relationships. And he
Right.
said, it really hasn't affected much of our relationship. You haven't changed in yourself. You haven't changed in your personality, but you are more confident. You're happier. You're
God,
more
that's
Yeah.
so fun.
outgoing. You want
Yes.
to do more.
Yeah.
Yes.
You want to be out there more.
Yes.
And that in itself, like we would never have gone on my brother-in-law's boat before. And we both had the best time. It was so
Oh,
much fun. We had a great time.
Yeah.
that's excellent.
And, and I think he likes that I like to go do those things that people want to invite us to go do those things.
Hmm.
I asked my kids about, has my journey on this new medication affected you? And, they're 38 and 41. And so it really hasn't. They're not in this house anymore. They don't, they don't eat dinner here or anything, but they said, it hasn't really affected us more, but you have not changed. You have not changed as a person. You are still mom. You still love us. You still protect us. You still do whatever you can for us, but
Amen.
you seem happier. You seem more self-confident. The same thing.
Yep.
It's just, I feel like family. my extended family has said the same thing. You're happier, you're more confident. You look, Wendy, I can't believe the transfer,
So it's a relationship almost in each of our stories. And I loved what Katie said because it kind of is exactly what Wendy and I are saying. But Katie said it, I think, a really good way where it's when she was talking about her husband, more of the energy and sort of the connection between the two of you. It's
right.
almost not
Yeah.
about
I feel
how
like we're
small
all in the
you've got.
same place. We're
It's
all
almost not
just
about how small you've gotten, but this energy and this connection. And you can only relate that to how we feel, which is energy, right?
Mhm.
And how our relationships are affected with that, how we are with ourselves. So
how we
truly, it's a relationship with ourselves, if you think about it, that reflects onto all of our other relationships that we have
right,
in our
how
life.
we reflect ourselves onto anybody that
Correct.
comes into contact with us.
Correct. Going
Right.
onto a boat.
Right.
Going onto a boat. Like
Right.
I know
Right.
what you're talking about because the
I mean,
boat's going like
I
this.
think that's
And you're like,
outstanding,
I
Wendy.
got
I
to get
really
on.
do.
And is my fat ass going to get on
Yeah.
this
I
boat?
just,
Right?
I'm so glad that you had that experience and you got to go and enjoy yourself. And,
Thank
you
you.
know,
Thank you, Katie. Yeah.
yeah,
Me
that's
too.
It's
wonderful.
Me
huge.
too. It was great.
Yeah.
It was great. It was so much fun.
Because
We had a
when
great
you're, I know that feeling. You're like, oh my God, can I make this little tiny space? You know what I mean? Can I make
Right.
that? Can my leg go over there and get on that boat? And I know what you're saying about being in your head. You're like,
Mhm.
no, I can't. But you're so small. You're like, yes, I can because I took
Yeah.
all this weight off. So,
Right. Right.
yeah.
Yeah. It felt great. It just felt great. It
I
was a
love
great.
that.
It was a
I
great day.
love
It was a
that
great
for
day.
you. Love
Yeah.
it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bridget
I
is
think
frozen.
What?
Bridget
we're
is
just
frozen.
frozen.
I'm
Are you
frozen?
frozen?
Oh, I am frozen. Why am I frozen?
I don't know. I think it'll be okay once I
Okay.
edit this.
All right.
Generally, it is. Generally, it doesn't show
All
up as
right.
frozen to me. It doesn't show anything if
Yeah,
Okay.
you're
Katie kind of
frozen.
pixelates. Yeah. And then she
Okay.
Yeah,
freezes, but it
yeah,
never.
yeah.
Okay.
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 I think it's fine.
Okay.
All
Good.
right. So,
So it really is the relationship with ourselves
right.
and how it affects everybody else. Because truly, I think this is what we're all saying, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's how
You
it affects.
reflect how you are feeling. If you're
Correct.
feeling like I want to be in my shell, I don't want to talk to anybody, I just want to be right here,
Yeah.
versus I feel so good about myself. I'm happy. Hey, how are you? What are you doing? I want to
Yeah.
get to know you. I want to be your
Right.
friend. If you're feeling like that,
Mhm.
people, that's just how you present yourself. And people want to talk to you and everybody's like, hey, how are you? And that's your relationship with yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How everybody else perceives you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
you feel good. Right, Bridget? Right,
A
Katie? Yeah.
100%. A
Yeah,
100%.
absolutely. It's having some sunlight on the situation. And I think, times of depression and all these things
Yep.
that we go through in life, and life doesn't slow down. It doesn't give you time to recoup it. You just got to get back on that saddle again. And I feel like there was a lot of years there where, maybe my curtains were shut and I
Yeah.
didn't let any sunlight in. And it affects people. It affects
It does.
every relationship in my life. And
Yeah.
then when I decided to open my curtains and let the sunlight in, and it changes the mood of everything. It gets
It
the day
does.
going. It's not even getting the day going. It's just getting life going. It's like
Yeah.
either you're gonna do it or you're not gonna do it. How do you want to be?
Yeah.
I wanted to be happy. I just wanted to feel better. I don't even, I can't say that I wasn't happy. I just want to feel better,
Right.
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
And when you don't
Yeah.
feel good, you don't do stuff.
Right.
No.
And when you don't feel good, you don't put that out there. People
Right.
Mm-mm.
notice that you don't feel good and don't want to connect
Yeah.
with you, don't want
Correct.
to talk to you, don't just kind of
Yep.
just
That energy you're emanating.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
yes.
completely
Yes,
different
yes, yes.
when you.
The energy.
Mhm.
Yes. Right, Bridget.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
And
Exactly.
again, when if you feel like we've
Were
talked
you gonna say
about
something, Bridget?
before. What?
Did everybody freeze?
No.
Katie? Bridget? Hello? The
Hello?
energy. Bridget, you were talking about the energy?
Yes.
I wasn't sure what happened.
Are we good?
Yeah, yes, I can hear both of you now. You're both moving. Yes, you're good.
Okay. Okay.
So you were talking about
So
energy,
the
Bridget?
energy, yes, the energy is so important because, and again, what I was saying was we talked about this. We're talking about when you feel, as a large person, however large you are, if you feel uncomfortable, if you are whatever weight you are and whatever size you are, and you love that, then you're probably already emanating this wonderful energy. But if
Yes,
you don't,
yes,
which is how the
yes,
three of us
yes,
have felt,
yes, yes.
if you don't,
If
then
you love
you
yourself
have
no matter
to
what, then
get to
you're
this space
emanating
to
that
feel
positive
that energy.
energy. Yes,
Katie,
Bridget. But
Yes.
do
if
you
you
see
don't
Wendy?
feel good about yourself,
I do
go
not
on.
see
Sorry,
Wendy.
interrupted you.
And you are frozen.
And now you're both frozen again.
So I think we're having a Houston, we have a problem moment right now.
Houston?
I don't know what's going.
Wendy, can you hear me? Wendy, can you hear me?
Hey,
Come in, Wendy.
hello, Wendy. I think we lost all comms. It's
Yeah.
down. It's down. What, Katie? What time is it?
5:30.
Okay, I got a half hour. Okay, so if Wendy's gone, do you think we should like disconnect and try and reconnect? I don't.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, come on. Nobody's here.
What is
Recording
happening?
even.
What is going on? Why is my phone dead?
The content shared on this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only and is not intended as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Please consult your physician or healthcare provider before starting any weight loss program.